Hello friends, I'm Tim Wildsmith, and in this video we're going to be taking a closer look at the latest new Bible from Schuyler. It's the NLT Quentel. So I did an unboxing video with the NLT Quentel not long ago. Really fun video. If you haven't checked that out, you should definitely check it out. I'll put a link in the description. But the headline of that video was that there was now a new top-of-the-line premium New Living Translation Bible. My point being that the Caxton by Schuyler had been retired. It was a version of the NLT Select from Tyndale, also retired. There wasn't really at that time, until this came out, there wasn't a premium, like top-of-the-line, really nice NLT Bible available in the market. And I was just really celebrating the fact that we had one and that it was really cool that they'd done a couple of new things with it. Okay, so that was the headline of the unboxing video. Now, a few weeks later, I've had some time to spend some time with this Bible. And I think what my headline, and I'm careful to say stuff like this on my channel, I think my headline right now might be that this is the best Bible Schuyler has ever made. I know that's crazy because Schuyler makes really incredible premium Bibles, but I think this might be like my new flagship Schuyler Bible. The choices they made with some adjustments to the typesetting, some new modern touches here and there, and just the overall quality of this binding, the full yap look, this might be my favorite Schuyler Bible. I made a video earlier this year that was like my top 5 favorite Allen Bibles. And I started writing a list the other day of my top 5 Schuylers. And this one just kind of naturally made its way to the top. I'm not sure if it's going to stay there because there's a couple of other Bibles that I really, the PSQ is so great, right? The PSQ is so great. If they did a personal size Quentel with this NLT typeface, that might be my favorite Bible of all time. I mean, literally, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is it's a really great Bible. Schuyler has outdone themselves. Beautiful quality, the look, the feel, the typesetting, the craftsmanship, it's really over the top. And you watch my videos, I'm pretty positive about Bibles in general. I try to keep it positive, yes. Every now and then a Bible shows up that I just don't make a video with. Because if it stinks, I'm not going to recommend it to you. I'm not going to make content. Sometimes people are like, you're too kind about these Bibles. I wish you were more critical. Well, I probably could be a little bit more critical, but literally, I don't have any gripes about this Bible. It is that fantastic, and I actually particularly love some of the decisions they made. Anyway, the purpose of this video is to open this up and do a deep dive and to really show you what they've done and to talk about some of those decisions that they made and kind of run this Bible through its paces for you. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do an overhead video. I'm going to show you what I love about this Bible. Before we dive in, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is the NLT Quentel from Schuyler Bibles. Okay, let's start with the box real quick. Really nice, classic clamshell. These days is what Schuyler's doing. Bible's going to be wrapped up in these white white paper. Schuyler Bibles, Quentel, NLT, black goatskin, FY stands for full yap. There is the Bible itself. This is a beautiful, pebbly grain goatskin. Look at that. Really nice. One of the things I love about Schuyler's full yap Bibles is that they've used this double line. So they have a tooled line and a perimeter stitch around the outside. And I just think it looks so nice, so classy, has such a great look to it. It's just a beautiful Bible. This is a super soft and floppy piece of goatskin. On the spine, you've got raised spine hubs. It says Holy Bible, New Living Translation, and then the Schuyler logo and insignia there. Same thing on the back, like a super soft and floppy piece of goatskin. On the inside of these, red liners for the black edition, a gold gilt line. Looks really nice. You can see the edge-lined construction. When you open this up with the full yap, you see how wide and open that is. That looks really nice. Here's a little Schuyler card that comes inside there. It does say goatskin leather cover here at the bottom. Looks really nice. 3 red ribbons. Obviously, they're going to make several different colors of this Bible. So the liner color, the ribbon colors, even some of the gilding color options, the dye changes based on which color combination you get. But this looks really nice. On this one, you get a red under gold art gilding on the pages. Beautifully done. I mean, this is just, and it's hard for me to just tell you, just like in my hand, this is just a super soft and floppy, malleable Bible. If you like a floppy, soft Bible, this one just it ticks all of those boxes in terms of just it feels great, it looks great. As far as size goes, now, it looks a little bit bigger because of the full yap, but the text block, I always talk about the text block, just a hair over 6 inches, 6 1/8 inches wide, 9 1/8 inches tall. I measured this one at the text block, even with the cover, to be less than 1.5 inches thick. So it has like a thinner feel to it than some of the other Quentels, but it's very, very nice. Not too much. If you're familiar with the Quentel, this is going to be pretty much in line with what you're thinking of, about 1.4 inches thick. So let me open this up. I am going to do some comparisons to the RSV Quentel and the ESV Quentel, but really lovely red inside there. I have said this, and I've seen a couple other people say this. I love black with blue ribbons and navy blue liner. You kind of get that now with their black pearl calfskin, which I really like, but this looks really nice with the red. They did a good job with this. So presentation page, this Bible was presented to. You get all of that in there. Then you get family records. It starts with marriages, births, deaths, Holy Bible. Now you see right here at the beginning that this typeface, this typesetting they've used in the NLT is slightly different than some of the other ones. I love that. See the double lines in there? That's really, really nice. I think that just kind of matches the modern readability of the New Living Translation. So there you see Quentel series published by Schuyler. Here's your copyright page. A lot of the pertinent information is down here at the bottom. Printed and bound by Royal Youngblood in the Netherlands. Paper supplied by Papeteries du Le Mans. Did I sound French? That's a French paper company. Typesetting by 2K Denmark. Published by Schuyler. Your Bible maps that they've been using. Just the best of the best in terms of materials, design, construction, all of that stuff. So you get the contents page, you get a note to readers, this is from the publishers, and then you get an intro to the New Living Translation, this is from the NLT translation team. So all the information here at the beginning of the Bible to kind of get you set up and understand what you're getting in this Bible. You get a Bible translation team section here that talks about the different people who worked on the different sections of the Bible. There's that typeface again, the Old Testament. Now I'm not sure what this design, if this is like just for this Bible or if it's an actual typeface, but you'll see it in the book headers, the book titles. So Genesis has that same thing, and then as well as the drop caps. So I'm going to pull this up. There you see that I. Look at that. That like double-lined I anywhere I go to in this Bible. So there's the D in Proverbs 24, the W in Proverbs 23. That looks really, really sharp. But paragraph format, you see it opens right here in first page of Genesis. 2-column text. One of the big things you're going to want to note about this, if you're familiar with the Quentel series already, they did go with a 10-point Milo typeface in this one, which kind of is the same thing that they did with the RSV Quentel last year. The thin red line at the bottom of the page, so you get all of the cross references down there. Now your textual footnotes come on the outside, is it the outside? Yeah, the outside column of each page. So bottom right on the right page, bottom left on the left page, cross references down at the bottom. Good thing about these cross references is that they are there when you need them, and they're kind of out of the way when you don't. And they're all behind a line so they don't change. It really keeps the page nice and clean. This is 28 GSM paper, which is what most of the Quentels use. It's a really great end-opaque paper from France. I don't think I mentioned earlier that it's a Smythsone binding, but it is. So it's edge-lined, Smythsone, top of the top, and best of the best in terms of construction. And then it's very, very consistent throughout this 2-column text, where when you get to the new chapters, you don't have a big, like this is Genesis 19. The 19 is right here, kind of sandwiched between this little spear symbol right there, which I'll show you the RSV in a moment. You'll remember that that's kind of similar to the RSV, and then you get the drop cap, which is different than the previous Quentels before the RSV and the NLT. They just have chapter numbers in there, but red accents on the page at the headers, red accents there for the drop caps and the chapter numbers, red accents down at the bottom of the page for the cross references. Really beautiful Bible. I particularly like how the red on the liner kind of highlights and accents in this Bible. When you get a black Bible with a red liner, it's going to make all of that stuff kind of pop out a little bit. Now, when I get to the Psalms, you notice that they go to a more verse-by-verse poetic typesetting. So you get the line breaks that look like poetry as opposed to the paragraph setting everywhere else. That's a nice change. It really feels right for poetry. It's not just going to be in the Psalms and Proverbs, but anywhere, like here in the book of Jeremiah, where it's a more poetic
setting. They're going to do that throughout. There's a lot of it. You realize how much poetry is in the Old Testament when you see all of that laid out like that in the prophets and things like that. So really nice, bold for the section headings. It really pops off the page. Let me bring this up and let you just see. Here we are in Ezekiel. This is the 10-point Milo typeface. And as I let you kind of see what this looks like, I'll remind you, as I said in the unboxing video, that Schuyler has told me that from here on out, whenever they do new translations in the Quentel series, they're going to go with this 10-point typeface. They're not going to redesign the other ones that are already in the 11, so the ESV, the NASB, the CSB, the NKJV. There's got to be another one in there. I can't think of what the fifth one is, but they're not going to redesign those. The NIV would be the fifth one. They're not going to redesign those, but they do like this 10-point typesetting. I agree with them. I think the 11 was almost too big. I love the look of this 10 and the way that this Bible feels, just really sharp. Again, these little modern touches just make a lot of sense for me when you think about the fact that this is the New Living Translation. It's probably the most naturally readable, easy to read English language Bible, kind of on that far right side of the translation spectrum when it comes to like thought for thought translations. And so I like the modern flair that they've given us here. Black letter all the way throughout. Very consistent throughout the New Testament. When you get to the end of the Bible, so this one ends on page 1426. Then you get a concordance. It's a 3-column concordance. Red accents as well in the concordance. So it's a full-on reference Bible. You get cross-references, you get a concordance, you get lined note paper in the back of this Bible. This looks really nice. And then you get Schuyler's Bible maps, which I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think they're the best in the business. They feel great. They look great. These are just really, really solid Bible maps, and they come with an index as well. And then you get some blank cardstock at the end of the Bible. So again, on the inside, 28 GSM paper, 10-point Milo typeface. You get drop caps, you get cross-references, you get a concordance. This is a line-matched typesetting, so there's not a lot of show-through on the 28 GSM paper. Keeps it nice and thin. Really look at that. The beautiful art gilding on the pages. This Bible, just from start to finish, it looks and feels really great. It's really well designed. They've hit a home run with this, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now, let's do a couple of quick side-by-side comparisons. So this on your right is the NLT Quentel. Now I'm bringing my RSV Quentel in. Similar look and feel, similar design. They also did the 10-point typeface with this one. So the 10-point Milo, you see they had a more flowery RSV style drop cap in this one. And then here, see how it has those little leaves on either side of the chapter? So they're really going, let me find the start to a chapter in this Bible. So they're really going with the same design. So there's the chapter 13 there with those little spears. And then the drop cap is that really, sorry, I'm trying to regrip these Bibles so I don't mess them up. The drop cap is kind of that modern J, whereas you have this one, kind of that more classic look in the RSV. Slightly different, but I love how those two kind of, they have the same thing, the small chapter number and the drop cap, but they do it differently. That's a really nice touch for two Bibles that are the same design. They're both the Quentel format. Everything about them is the same, but you take a classic translation like the RSV versus a modern translation like the NLT, and it does a nice little different thing to it, which I like. Now I'm going to push this back over here, and I'm going to bring in my ESV, by the way, the Firebrick Red, oh my goodness, gorgeous RSV Bible. This is the ESV Full Yap. It was the Silverline edition. You're going to notice this with the blue undergold. Wow. You're going to notice this one has the 11-point Milo typeface. There you see it side by side. You can definitely tell that this one's a little bit bigger. It pops off the page a little bit more, but I just think that this one reads, to me, I love the way this feels on the page. I'm sure they did some tweaks to the typesetting to make this look and feel right. 2K Denmark is awesome at that, but I'll just kind of bring this up for you so you can see these two Bibles side by side and kind of see the difference between, that's the 11-point Milo typeface on your left, line-matched ESV, the 10-point Milo typeface on your right, line matched in the NLT. And then you also notice, let me just hold that there for you a second. I won't move on too quick. You can freeze frame this if you want to really see it side by side. And then you also notice that on the older Quentels, you get a heading there, section headings, and then the chapter just has the number there in your drop cap position, whereas again, you're going to get the drop cap with the chapter up there. So just some slight differences. This to me feels very nice and classic. ESV Quentel with those numbers, nice big 11-point typeface. I'm not saying that it's bad, it's super readable. I have a ton of people, and you'll see comments on this video, people saying, I'm bummed out that they went to 10-point because I really prefer the larger the typesetting, the larger the type size, the better. I totally get that. But for me, this just really looks nice. And all of the touches on this Bible, it was really well designed.
So there you have it, the NLT Quentel from Schuyler Bibles. Like I said, I think this is maybe my favorite Schuyler Bible of all time. If not number one, it's definitely number two. This is so awesome. Now, you want to fight with me? Do you want to agree with me? Leave a comment and let me know whether you agree with me that you think this is awesome, or whether you think, now, if you think there's a better Schuyler Bible, that's what I want to know. If you think there's a better one than this, if you have one that you like even more than this, leave it in the comment and let me know which one is your favorite so I can consider that as I come up with my top 5 list for my 5 favorites. But man, they did a really great job with this. I'm going to put a link in the description to where you can purchase one of these at evangelicalbible.com. I'm also going to put links to Bible Review Blog on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to put some great photos that I took of this Bible. It's very photogenic, so you're going to want to check those photos out. As always, if you have questions about this, leave those in the comments as well, and I will get back to you with an answer. If you haven't already, click that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, consider becoming a member. Find out what that means by clicking the join button beneath this video. And again, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.